what's up, Rangers? Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve, and today I'll be going over the Jazwares Halo Spartan Collection Master Chief with accessories. Main reason I picked this guy up is just because I really like the original Halo games, and currently don't own anything Master Chief. I actually used to have like a ton of the McFarlanes. But where we were living at the time, I had to make some cuts in some spaces, and they ended up getting sold. Kind of regret it. So once I saw these were coming out, and after seeing him in stores, I decided to grab them just so I could have a nice Master Chief. And to be honest, I'll probably, to be fair, at least any of like the main characters, because we also picked up the cat figure, but decided to skip on those two because they're just Spartans in armor. So I'm probably gonna be skipping like these guys, but most of the main characters, unless like something looks like fairly cool or like unique armors, I might grab those, but for the most part probably just gonna stick with characters that they put out. But anyways, without further ado, we'll just get into it. So for the packaging, I got it's kind of like a brown for the packaging. It's like a grayish brown color. Got the Halo logo on the bottom for 8 and up, one set. You got the Spartan Collection on the side. Also comes with a game add-on on the back here. I think the game got pushed though. Let me know in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure the game got pushed a little bit. I got his name on the top here. Got the UNSC on the top of the package. You get the Master Chief's face. Kind of wish they maybe would have utilized the side of the box a little bit better, but nothing too crazy. And on the back, it just shows you the character, tells you what he comes with, some of the others in the line, and some Lego Mumbo Jumbo on the bottom. But anyways, let's get him opened up out of his cardboard prison. Alright, so now that we got the Master Chief opened up out of his cardboard prison, first and foremost, we'll start with his accessories. Which it comes with the standard issue assault rifle. Very Master Chief-esque. Also, your foot's still in the shot. Gosh. Anyways, you can see here, it's got some gray here for the center of the gun with some black highlights here for the back of the stock, the underbarrel grip, and the actual barrel. But the rest of it's just gray. Nothing too exciting in terms of color variety. But still, detail-wise, looks really nice. It's in the style of the new game, which I kind of want to get. There's a Nerf rifle of this. Kind of want it. But anyways, this looks actually not too bad. He also comes with a pistol, which he's currently gripping, because I did the photos before I got around to this. But you can see, also I failed to mention that on the sides of the weapons there is peg holes, which is pretty typical for Halo weapons. Like the McFarlanes were like this too. There's not really much of a way to get around it, because you either get peg holes or pegs coming out of them. I almost kind of prefer the pegs, because at least then it kind of looks like the little like pullback hammer or whatever you call it. Like this, yeah, I don't know if you could really do much with it, but still. But fairly basic pistol. There's a lot of blacks. You get some, it's like a dark sand color for around the trigger and stuff, which isn't too bad. Kind of wish it was more like the original Halo pistol. Like this is, I don't know, just kind of generic, while the original pistol at least kind of had like a little bit of a sci-fi element to it. But on the back of Master Chief here, you can hook it right here into the peg hole. That's about it. So for the most part, if you want both weapons on them, you're going to always have to have them holding the one, and then the other one's going to be kind of just like situated on his back here, which pretty easy to do. They do stay in pretty nicely. Like, wiggling it around, it doesn't pop out, but it doesn't take much effort, like, moving it to get it free, which is nice, because then you don't have to worry about snapping the thing. Then for his hand accessories, it comes with a pair of clenched fists, a pair of pointing / trigger gun hands for gripping onto things, one relaxed hand, sadly not one for the opposite hand, and then oddly enough, he has two of what appears to me to be the exact same hand for the other one. Interesting. It's kind of like saluting hands. You can also use these for gripping the underbarrels of the weapons. The one sticks out a little bit far, but that was because for photos I had it holding the underbarrel. So I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not certain why there's two of these. But maybe I was supposed to get an extra opening, or it just didn't come with it. But when you want to put these on, you just see the peg hole for the hand. You just want to make sure you're going straight into the forearm. Try to keep the peg for the hand straight as humanly possible. Slides in pretty easy. I guess we'll put the trigger hand back on because after photos, or after the video, I should say, we already did the photos, he's going to go back on the shelf. So he's going to hold a gun. Definitely holding a gun. Probably the pistol, I'm thinking. But anyways, I kind of want to do the rifle, but it's kind of lame, the pistol just kind of hanging on the back, I ain't going to lie. But for the actual Master Chief figure, detail-wise, pretty solid. As you guys can see here, like for the mask, it's done in a nice gold plating, which looks really good. The figure is done in a very light green, which I'd have to check out the game, but to me it seems like it's a little bright. Like I always thought he was like a little bit of a darker shade of green. It's not bad per se, but it just seems a little bit on the light side. And then he's got some metallic silver dry brushing here to kind of give the helmet some wear. The same with the rest of the body here. But you also got like some burn marks here on the chest. You have the 117 for his Spartan number. And you guys can see the side of the armors. There are some holes here for the pegs for the elbows, which isn't super distracting, but it is a thing to point out. And then black for the under armoring, which kind of looks like it has a little bit of like that the silver dry brushing over top of it. You can definitely see here on the back plate. Then the back section of the armor looks really good. A lot of really nice molded detailing. I will say that, because even like the joints for the shoulders look really nice too. Same with the elbow region here. Got some Spartan booty action with a lot of silver on the back area. You can definitely tell he's been scraping his butt one too many times. For the front section, looks nice too. Same with the leg region. You got the armor plating on the legs. And a little bit of black on the side. Some more of the pegs for the joints. And then bottom of his feet. So detail wise, I think he actually looks really solid. Definitely a very standout Master Chief figure, especially for the price point. Now, articulation wise is where this kind of hurts, because he's actually a very posable figure, joint wise anyways. He has a crap ton of articulated joints. Problem is, just like with the cat figure, she had a really loose midsection. Chiefy here doesn't really got much in the way of friction for the shoulder joint. It's just really oddly loose. Is it fixable? Yeah, but it's kind of annoying. Like if you pose his arms, the way it's set up will kind of help give it some added support so that you can actually pose it. But just like if you just have it just sitting normally, it don't take much to really offset it. So bit of a bummer there. For the rest of it, it's not too shabby though. Like his head looks side to side, up, down, a little bit of a wiggle. The shoulder region can go up about far, down about that far, rotates all the way around. I will say this side, while not as bad, like it still holds its pose, but it's definitely on the looser side here as well. Rotation at the top of the bicep also can wiggle back and forth at the shoulder joint. Has double jointed elbows, which is really nice to see. Same with the rotation at the hands. It's definitely a lot of play at the arms, but it'd be nice if it could hold its pose better. For the waist, not too much on this guy. You can get a little forward and a little back, and then side to side. It's definitely got more of a wiggle than anything. Legs can go outwards about that far, so nice splits. Inwards about that far. Forward kick. It's like, I don't think that's a ratchet. That's a little scary. Goes back about this far because the plastic for the butt section gets in the way. Rotation at the top of the thigh. Double jointed knee. Straightens up about that far. Feet can rotate all the way around. And articulation at the toes. Oh, and they can also go forward and back. And it's also still a little terrifying here. Sounds like it's a ratchet, but I'm not optimistic about that. Looking at that. Ugh, that is a really ugly cut underneath his feet. Or that's just shaved off plastic. Okay, that's just shaved off plastic, I guess. Interesting. So, detail-wise, really solid. Articulation, There was just quick comparisons. I sadly don't have really any other Halo stuff currently, so all I got is the Spartan Collection Cat to compare it with from Jazwares. Her review again up on Patreon if you guys want to check it out and be on Super here in the near future. And the NECA Sewer Alien. And here's some Monster Arts figures with the Burning Godzilla 2019 and the Monster Hunter Nargacuga. And here is with some Spider-Man figures with the movie Marvel Legends Venom and the SH Figure Arts Spider-Man from the Japanese Tokusatsu show. Woo! Here's next to some recent custom figures that I've been doing for people with the 2000 Godzilla with the atomic flame spines, and we also did the eyes sort of akin to GMK, if it ever focuses. And I know a lot of people, like, especially on our Instagram, was like saying, they're like, you gave him gold spines. Technically, it's neon orange with a metallic flake. But I darkened in these sections here, so you can definitely see on camera here, it's a lot more orange than around the spines. And if you put it under a black light, lights up really well. But look at their own videos, so you guys will see that. And then the Aftershock Godzilla 2019, whose spines have been replaced with flames. And he's also got scarring all over his body now, too. Again, these guys will have videos here in the near future. Must save Master Chief. And finally, here is some other Jazwares figures with some AEW figures with Le Champion Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega. So overall for the Jazwares Halo the Spartan Collection Master Chief, this figure's okay. Detail really awesome. Like, I like the paint job on him. The color variety is really nice. It's just, he's a little bright, but I don't think it's really too bad. For me, it's mainly the articulation issues that's a real hindrance. And with having bought two of these guys, and if you guys haven't checked out our cat video, it's up on our Patreon. $1 gets you access to that video, and then eventually it'll be up on Super Unimportant Reviews. But she also had the same kind of loose joint problems. So if you guys are interested in buying this, I'm just going to forewarn you guys that that could be a possibility that your figure is going to have that issue. Because so far it's been a fairly big trend. But then again, I have the AEW figures and they haven't given me any issues. So I don't know if it's just like the Halo figures or what, but it just seems like definitely gotten a little bit more QC problems with these than with the few AEW figures I've grabbed. Then I kind of wish the guns had a little bit more going on with them. Because to me, like, I know the Chief's a fairly large character, so the guns, I didn't mention this in the review, but they do seem a little small for Chief. Like, well, the handgun's actually pretty big. I think the rifle maybe could have been a little bigger. So I'd still recommend them. Again, even with the joint issues aside, I think for $20 they still come with a decent amount of stuff, and I think there's enough going on to merit the price point. Much over that, though, I would probably pass on these. I know they make smaller scale ones. They're definitely coming out with more of like the enemies. That might be something to look more into. But definitely what I collect. I think these guys would scale a little bit better with all my other stuff. But I'm not certain if they're going to be making any of the villain characters. It seems like it's just probably going to be Spartans. But if you're definitely looking to try to get like a full Halo collection, the smaller ones I feel like are definitely probably a way to go over these ones. What do you guys think? Have you guys picked up any of the new Halo figures? What's your favorite first-person shooter? Is McFarlane just more to think? Please let us know in the comments. We also have Instagram, Patreon, Pinterest, and Facebook. Guys like to keep up with the date with channel and donate. We greatly appreciate it. And help us defeat those kaijus by hitting that like button, subscribe, and come arrange today. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.